I started gymnastics when I was 6 years old, and it quickly became my entire life. I had big dreams. I thought someday I was going to go to the Olympics, so I poured all of my time, my heart, my soul into the sport. For years, I progressed until the injuries started coming. First, it was my ankle, then it was my heel, my back, and finally my wrist. My wrist started hurting my freshman year of high school, and at that point I was kind of burnt out of the sport. The timing felt right. While they didn't know what was wrong with my wrist until years later, I made the big decision to quit gymnastics. And I don't regret that decision. Quitting allowed me to explore other pathways, to try new sports and try new things and make new friends. For the longest time, I didn't have free time to live a normal childhood. So this was the time where I smushed everything I could into those 4 years. However, for years after quitting, we still couldn't figure out what was wrong with my wrist. Went through so many tests, MRIs, I had injections done, everything, until the last option was to get exploratory surgery. So I finally did it in 2021. I never went back to gymnastics because I was still in pain and I had moved on with my life. Here we are, I'm a sophomore in college. I had been kind of thinking for the last semester and whatnot since I discovered that they have a gymnastics team here at BU. I know I can definitely still do things, and I think it was really the fact that since I restarted dance last year, I realized that my body still remembered so many skills and things like that, and I still have my flexibility. I can get my strength back as long as I work for it. I was doing handstands and things like that, and it could actually support my weight, which was the first time I had done that in years. And then I went to a practice and I was oh my gosh, I still have these skills. So long story short, I have rejoined gymnastics and I'm now going to be competing for BU. Which is so crazy to say. I never thought this would happen. I mean, I needed that break that I had, but I think it's time. Why not? It's really low stakes. It's not going to be the same level that I was at before. I don't think I could physically get back to that level. I've been saying since my half marathon that I wanted new types of exercise because I didn't want to be running anymore. And lo and behold, I have dance and gymnastics now, which are the best form of exercise for me. And they're fun, and it will really get me in shape. So much of that backstory was to say that this is now going to be me documenting my journey, getting back into gymnastics and retraining to compete. There are a few meets coming up. I had to be very spontaneous about this because spring semester is meet season and I'm joining spring semester, so I don't have much prep time. I have a few weeks. And then I'm going to nationals, which you don't need to qualify for, you just sign up, but it'll be really exciting, and that will be in New Mexico. I'm hoping to also find a community on this team and make some new friends, and hopefully it'll just be super fun and not competitive with drama, kind of how it had been in the past. That's okay if I'm not the best gymnast, I don't get the best scores, but as long as I'm having fun and it's keeping me moving, then it'll be a win in my book, and I don't need to do it next year if I don't want to. All that being said, today is our first practice off campus. We practice on campus a few days a week and then off campus a few days a week, but you don't have to go to all of them, so I'm not doing it every day. We actually go off campus into New Hampshire, which is a trek, and it's a gym that I used to compete against when I was competing because I'm from New Hampshire, so it's just really full circle. If I can get clips here and there, I definitely will try to. Okay, second ever practice, and tell me why I have a mental block on my back handspring right now. Just a back handspring. This is not great. because I wanted, now that I have my tiger paws, I wanted to start doing more, like, because I need to be able to do a ran-up by handstand back tuck in 2 weeks on the floor, and I can't even do it on the charge run. Okay guys, we're attempting bars. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but I'm very curious. This is always my least favorite event. Ew, that is nasty, nasty. I just want to see if I can do a kip. That's literally all. I'm so scared. I'm like forgetting how to do this. Like, chalk bucket. Imagine I get a rip. Very real possibility. It's all coming back to me, guys. Why did I think I could do this? That's so hard.
Someone got it. I appreciate it very much.
quick little present day interlude. As I'm editing all these clips together, I realized that after one of the first few practices, I never gave any updates. I just have the videos. To give you guys a little context on the collegiate gymnastics that we were doing for club gymnastics, because I couldn't give much information about it at the beginning because I didn't fully understand it, but now I do. So basically we're competing for NAIGC, National Association of Intercollegiate Gymnastics Clubs, I believe. It's very interesting because there's such a wide range of levels and also a wide range of age levels, which this really surprised me because there's this team called Jurassic. That is a gymnastics club that's not college, that's a lot of older people, which was really interesting to see, of like, some parents are competing that probably did gymnastics when they're younger and they're bringing their kids. But then in terms of levels, there's Excel Silver, Excel Platinum. Those are pretty much the only Excel levels that compete because doing more than that just costs more money, so they just keep it simple. And then there's also level 7, 8, 9. I personally was competing Excel Platinum. I still don't fully understand some of the requirements for the levels because at some meets I got a 10-0 start value and then at the next meet I wouldn't, and I was doing the exact same skills, and like it wasn't a matter of connection because like on beam I get it, if I'm not connecting my cartwheels together I'm not going to get the start value, but it was on floor. I was doing a round off layout and then just a front handspring, but I might need to do a front handspring front tuck next year, we'll see. Even though it was just a round off layout, like I was very proud of myself for being able to do that. I got some decent scores. I got some 9s this season, but then other meets I got like really low scores, which I'm not entirely sure about. Again, start value issues. I was really disappointed at nationals because I didn't get a 10-0 on any of my events. Oh, I was just competing beam and floor. I don't know if I ever even said that. At one of the meets though, I just very spontaneously decided to do a round off on vault just to see if I could, and I could do it, so maybe next year I'll compete that. Nationals was a little disappointing because I feel like I executed the routines really well. If I had a 10-0 start value, all of my routines would have been in the 9s. Sometimes I just need to put that in perspective. Albuquerque was a very weird place for it to be because it was honestly pretty dangerous and sketchy, and there wasn't a lot going on. Even going from the hotel to the convention center, which was like a 2-minute walk, was like really sketchy when it was dark out. I think they had 4 different floors, so there was like 4 different groups competing at the same time, and it was honestly running pretty smooth. It was really go, 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 because sometimes the meets you would have to be there at like 7 a.m. and then there was practice from like 9 to 11 p.m. at night. I competed Friday. We got there on like Wednesday. I competed Friday. We left Saturday, Sunday. And on top of all of that, I was so sick when we got there. I don't know if it was a virus or an ear infection or something, but it started the night before we left. I was trying not to throw up the entire night. I barely slept and I just felt so awful. Like I could barely walk straight, sit, think. I was debating whether or not I should even go on the trip, but I'm really glad I did because I eventually got better. But those first like 2 days I spent a lot of it in bed. I didn't practice. There was not a single CVS anything really near us. I didn't have any like full good healthy foods to help cure me or good medicine, things like that. So that definitely affected it. I'm trying not to be so hard on myself because again, I was not feeling well. Overall, it was a great season. I'm really glad I did it. One of the best decisions I made in college. Made so many great friends, and it was just fun, and it gave me an excuse to get active, get moving. I definitely plan to continue next year, and we have lots of plans for like new merch, new leotards, things like that. So hopefully that all happens, and hopefully I can take you guys all on this journey. I'll see you next time.